What is going on? It is a really nice day out here, really good breeze, all that kind of stuff. And I really just want to chat with you guys for a little bit about thoughts about 2020. And I did say I would just include Ira in the discussion. And just different goals and things that I'm thinking about. Kind of just catch up, really. It's one of those videos I've done walkthroughs and kind of some very specific updates, but this is just kind of a little discussion on some things. I don't know where I would be without my health club, because I get so much time to create here that and be healthy at the same time, things that I normally wouldn't. So I just if you can create that time, I did it for a long time without anything, but it's just so important to have time for yourself, and even just a place to get out. And at times when I can't make it here, going outside and kind of taking the time, getting away and having time to create is really, really cool. But anyway, one thing I did tweet is something I've wanted to do. It's so weird. When I was growing up and people would ask me, what do you want to be? When I was 6 years old, I said teacher. And because I was inspired by the teacher's aides that I had in public school and things like that. There's a lot of things that I want to do, a lot of writing, and when I was in high school and learning about the internet, playing around with it, using Braille devices, I would use the Braille Sense, and I learned a lot about computer Braille and things like that and how it worked. But I just feel like even right now, out of all the interests I have, I still feel like Braille is relevant. And because it's in a digital age, it's becoming way more affordable. Jonathan Mosen, I have a lot of respect for how he handled the debate we had on Twitter years ago, talking about he thought that Braille would never become fully affordable that way, and you just had to really go corporate to get it. And my husband and I were blessed and lucky enough to go to a little science meeting that they had, that we were invited to, being Braille readers, and they showed us a Braille device they were working on at the time, the college was working on, and their goal was to make it about $300. And so we got to see it for the day, and it was a college project, so when they were engineers and they were moving on to different things, and they were sighted, but it was cool that they had this compassion, because they were so interested in how we read and stuff like that. And it took 2-3 years, but let's see, what year was this? Yeah, it took a couple years, let's say a few years, maybe 2 to 4 years. But at conventions, you're seeing Braille displays between $300 to $500 at a cheaper price. So they're getting more realistic, and it's becoming more realistic to have digital Braille in your life. I'm not saying that I even have a few $100s right this second. My point is, it's like the price of an iPad now. So it's a little more realistic if you could save up, if I could save up, or it's a little easier if you were going through the state, and you kind of put, if you were going through corporate, which I've put a lot of differences aside to kind of go a little more corporate, and I feel like I've gotten more out of it than I realized, meaning that I've been using blind services in a corporate way, kind of through the state a little bit more, but going through that, I've kind of learned that getting an affordable Braille display through the state, as long as you're kind of learning, taking classes. I'm still learning about that process moving forward, but you can, under $1,000, get something a little bit easier. If it's over $1,000, it is hard for the funding, which, like I said, the right to read should not cost that much anyway. And, it's just becoming more realistic. And I think that one thing that was brought to my attention when is the fact that my daughter got me kind of more into Braille, just because I wanted to read to her. And then when I went to test with her, take her to get her testing done, what was kind of cool and something we didn't absolutely need or expect, but something that was really comforting. And it is their job, but still it was kind of nice, because not all school districts do this. They were familiar with Braille and offered to put after school activities into Braille for us, which was really nice. And I'm just like, I probably could sharpen my Braille skills. And because I enjoyed it so much, it kept me wanting to be in school, just because I love reading. And I feel like there's a part of me that's missing just a bit because of the skills, writing and things. I'm tired of typing on my phone. I'm tired of kind of trying these different keyboards. The Braille screen input would be really cool to know, but I think I just haven't practiced Braille enough to understand a flat surface and then picture the dots. There are some people that have done this, and the Slate and Stylus is just a way of writing in pen and paper in Braille. So these are just my thoughts. Aira saved me a lot of time. They saved me from having to get a ride to meet Eve's district supervisor to get her paperwork signed. I just was able to set it all up, and Bobby had signed it in an email, and that was, he was so excited to try it and do it. When I was working and I got the job in 2017, the state was going to pay for me to go to Jacksonville for 5 minutes to sign a paper, and I was able to do it through video with Aira. Now, this stuff is free now. Aira has, if you choose to use the automatic timer that Aira gives you for 5 minutes, and then you call back every 5 minutes, depending on how long the task takes, the automatic timer will hang up the call so that you don't get charged for time, because they are professionals with computers that are give you these kinds of features. You can even order, which I prefer to do because I'm becoming more about voice. And if you want to be discreet, you can do texting, which you also is included for free. You also get. But it's just so cool because you can you get all these features. And so I was able to do that. And with the timer, it's really nice. And if just a little glitch is not accessible, you can kind of get help with that with different accounts and things. And having Lyft signed in through Aira is nice because they tell you what the car looks like. And because, just like I would rather order a car through Echo Dot or Google Home or something. I don't really feel like taking the extra time to browse the screen, but that's just a way to do things. But yeah, you get all that for free. It's really cool. And then Be My Eyes, they do partner with Microsoft and Google, and you'll get professionals in tech support for free. And if you want to make, somebody's day and they're kind, they will volunteer to help you with something. That's been their main focus, and now they've put some professional tech support in. My battery is definitely going fast, but I just wanted to expand on the tweet that I put out last night and kind of just go over some things that I'm thinking about for 2020. I think for the way that I kind of am, that Braille could open up some doors and possibilities. Even if I did it online, we'll just have to see. But yeah, it's just one of those wait and see kind of things. I really just wanted to update. And also definitely looking into Spotify, because there are some features, and not going to really go into that. I'm definitely going to do that for a future video though, because you can definitely get some, you get the music for free, which is awesome. But because you can share it and do all that streaming, and you can also connect if you have a podcast through Anchor, which is really cool. But the thing that's interesting is that Spotify partnered with Anchor, and I'm looking more into this, but they partnered with Anchor, and it's supposed to bring out more features for the podcast. So I'm really kind of curious what that means, and I want to kind of like look into it, and there's some deals that I want to make you guys aware of as well. So I'm going to get back to you guys on that. But anyway, I'm really glad I had time to catch up with you guys, and I appreciate you guys watching. So I'm definitely in a couple future videos, I'm definitely going to do one on how I use Siri shortcuts, because I use it a little bit more simplified even with iOS 13, and I know how to do the complicated stuff, but just to save time, I like to simplify certain things. So I will definitely do a future video on that. And I'm just definitely looking forward to 2020. So thanks for watching, and hope everybody has a good weekend.